There is more fallout from the recent IVF ruling from the Alabama Supreme Court. Two major IVF providers in the state have suspended services. Now, the court recently ruled that embryos are considered children. Doctors in Texas are watching closely as providers in Alabama determine the legal consequences of the court's decision. Candace Sweat has the story.
Angela Granger turned to IVF after several miscarriages and other failed attempts to become pregnant. She says she found a doctor she trusted and decided to move forward with the process.
And she was in Birmingham, Alabama. So I made the drive over there and I went through all of the process. It was crazy. Lots of shots, lots of trauma, lots of worrying.
Granger spoke to us from Georgia, where she lives. She says the doctor in Alabama was the perfect fit and worth the money and the drive. They retrieved 9 eggs. One was successful.
One, definitely, that's my son. And the other one was kind of a hit or miss, and we missed, unfortunately. So yeah, of 9 eggs, I was lucky just to even get 1 embryo out of that.
Granger, a single mom by choice, says she thought about having another child and would want to use the same provider.
She helped me get Kai here single-handedly, you know, and if I were to extend my family, I would want to do it with her. And it's just right now, it's not a possibility.
The Alabama Supreme Court ruled that embryos created through in vitro fertilization are considered children. Often during the IVF process, extra embryos are frozen, then discarded once patients decide they no longer need them or for genetic abnormalities. With this ruling, 2 major IVF providers in Alabama have suspended services out of concern for legal repercussions. Here in North Texas, endocrinologists and fertility specialists are watching closely. Dr. Julian Escobar of Dallas says the news has some patients concerned and making rushed decisions.
I've had patients reach out, can I transfer my embryos to another state? People trying to make decisions on the disposition of their embryos, which they normally maybe would have waited, you know, for a little bit, but now they're freaking out. Wow.
Dr. Escobar says the decision could have far-reaching implications and leaves many questions unanswered.
Is the government going to force patients to transfer abnormal embryos, or are we going to have to keep these embryos forever? I mean, if you get divorced, can you claim child support for embryos that are frozen?
The Medical Association of Alabama called on the Alabama Supreme Court to reconsider or suspend its ruling. Candace Sweat, NBC 5.